Okay, hi guys, and welcome to another video. And this is going to be yet another monthly reset. This time we are resetting for April, and I need you all to be so impressed with me because I think I've actually... Hi, Wendell. He just climbed out from under my bookshelf. I didn't even realize he was under there. But I've actually uploaded these for every single month of this year so far. That's the only thing I've uploaded consistently, so that is very exciting. Hopefully this one is also uploaded. I actually tried to start filming this video a few days ago, but then I went through a 6-day work stint. I'm actually still in the midst of this 6-day work stint. And I just felt like it was too long since I had filmed and I should just start over. So I have work tomorrow, but I wanted to intro this now, and then tomorrow I'm planning to stay up kind of late from work and get some stuff done. Also, my other cat, who was not the one who just climbed out from under my bookshelf, has just decided that he needs to eat, so you can probably hear that. But yeah, let's get back to the video. We are going to be doing monthly reset tasks. So for me, that mostly consists of working on my journaling, cleaning the apartment, talking about my TBR in the book spot, and some other little reset things that need to be done. Also, I'm now realizing you can also see that cardboard box. That's a cat house now. Just ignore it. Last month, I talked a bit about needing a mental reset because I literally cried every time I came home from work. Past that, I'm great. Today specifically, really good day. I'm going to insert a picture here of these really cool crabs that I found at work today. So, it was an exciting day. And I also, today it was just good. The sun was out, and that's all I need to be happy. Truly, especially the last few days have been incredibly windy, blowing buckets out of my hand and things like that. So the sun comes out and suddenly I'm a different person. It's really that simple. Where was I going with this? Oh, it was a really good day. So I found all my really cool crabs and the sun was out. And then I got home from work and I looked at my emails, and a bookstore, an indie bookstore that I emailed about a month ago about possibly picking up some part-time hours there, got back to me today and asked if I wanted to interview. Obviously, like I said, I'm working this other job, as you know, but it's not quite full-time hours. Normally I get 4 days a week, occasionally 3 days. I've only gotten 5 days a week once. So I wanted to pick up another shift or two somewhere, and the bookstore got back to me, and I'm so excited. Obviously, I still have to interview, but the thought of being able to unbox books, my favorite thing ever. I love just opening the book and stocking them, putting them in the inventory. Something about that scratches my brain, and it's fantastic. So very good day. But let's get into the resetting tasks that I've already done and briefly discuss them. So I have already set up my bullet journal for the month. This is my starter April page. I just put down the numbers, and then I write when I have stuff like that. I knew my work schedule for the first 2 weeks. And this is going to be a collage, but I don't want to print anything until I have a full paper's worth of printing stuff, so I'm not going to do that until later. And then this is my monthly page where I set up monthly cleaning tasks, and I set when I do them. They're really weekly. They need to be done weekly so I can mark that I've done them that week. And then underneath it, I've made a spot for goals, so I can have goals each month. Some of which are kind of silly, and others of which are a little bit more interesting, I suppose. I don't know. First one is I want to go to a farmer's market. Second one is I want to post a Substack. Third one is I want to do a little spring Etsy launch. Fourth one is I want to finish my knit sweater. Fifth one is I want to work on my little moth tapestry because that's a whip I've had for 2 years and I just want to get it done. Another one is I want to run outside one time a week. And then the final one is I want to come up with a concept for a new novel idea. So, there's that. And then a brain dump, which I use to help figure out my monthly goals. And then, I never finished these, but these are my weeklies. They look like this normally. I just need to add the highlights, but I have the titles. But in these sections, I have my priorities and then my tasks. So priorities and tasks are similar. Priorities are just the priority tasks. And then underneath it, I have my habits. So things that I want to do every day, or not every day, but often enough, go for a run, drink water wear my retainers, not spend money, things like that. So that is this whole thing done. So that's my bullet journal for the month. The next thing we can talk about is my TBR for April. April is a very exciting month. It's very springy for me, so we can talk about the books that I want to read in springtime. Let me pull out the stack. That was embarrassing. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Okay. First book on the stack. What is my cat playing with? Don't know. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I want to read a classic or a nonfiction every month. I've mostly been reading nonfiction, so we're gonna read this one. It is a classic, and this is the Wordsworth edition because I really like these, and their spines look cute together. So there's that one. The next book is Warrior Fae. This is the final book in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series, and I'm so excited to be done with the series just because I'm over it. So the next book is The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This is going to be a reread because The Thorn Queen comes out this month, and I'm so excited. Also, immaculate spring vibes. Also, my cats are getting into something. And the next is Six Crimson Cranes. This is to keep up with the springy vibes. I don't really know if it gives spring vibes, but the cover gives me spring. So, but I'm excited for this one. I've had it on my TBR forever. So, and then the final book on my TBR for this month is Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is maybe the 5th book in the Addicted and Calloway Sisters series. And this one follows Reich and Lily, and I'm so excited to finally get into it. Very nervous about the age gap, but also I love them together, so I think I can get over the age gap, hopefully. And yeah, that is the TBR for the month. With the knowledge in my head that I have just pre-ordered a very, very large portion of books. So let's get into the book haul of this video, but it's like a metaphysical book haul because I don't have any of these books in my possession. Well, actually, I can talk about some of them that I do kind of have in my possession. It got real blurry there for a second. I did just order 2 books literally yesterday, the 29th of the month, and I was trying really, really hard not to spend any more money this month, not to buy any books this month, because technically before the 29th, I did not buy any books this month. I did indeed give into the Barnes & Noble pre-order that happened on like the 23rd to the 26th or something. But pre-orders don't charge you until they ship, so therefore, did I really buy those books yet? No, but I did unfortunately have to give in. And I bought the hardcovers of In the Afterlight and Never Fade. These are the 2nd and 3rd books in the Darkest Minds series because the author posted on her Instagram that the hardcovers are going out of print. And I already have the hardcovers of The Darkest Minds and Through the Dark, and I didn't have them for these yet, so I frantically needed to get those before I can never get them again for a normal price because I'm worried people will jack up the price. So I frantically bought those, and those are, unfortunately the money has already come out of my bank account, but neither of them are delivering until April. So did I order them in March, or did I buy them in March or April? But let's get on to my TBR, or not my TBR, my pre-orders, because man did I pre-order a lot of books. Like I think I spent $150 in pre-orders. And keep in mind, that's with a 25% off and then a 10% off because I'm a member. Yeah. So, let's see if I can remember all the ones that come out in April. I think there are 3. One is The Thorn Queen. Don't quote me on any of these release dates. I'm not going to say them. Thorn Queen, but that's the 2nd book and final book in the Rose Bargain duology. So excited. The next one is called Second Time's a Charm. And it's by Taylor something Epperson. Definitely starts with an EP. I believe this is her debut novel. I saw something about it on TikTok, and it's like a cozy fantasy romance, I believe. Second chance, and it takes place at like a magical animal shelter or something, mystical animals, and that was really all I needed to know. So there's that one. And then the 3rd book that comes out in April is possibly called Unbound. I cannot remember. It is by Peyton Corinne. And it is the third book in a series that I have not started reading yet, but I've heard really great things about and I plan to read. So I figured I would get the third one while I could get it 25% off. Was that my smartest choice? Probably not, but a girl's gonna do what a girl's gonna do. And then the rest of the books, I cannot exactly remember what month they released potentially. So I got Heartstopper Volume 6, and that releases July, maybe. And then I also got Six of Crows at Darker Shore, and that one releases June, or maybe I've switched those two. I don't know. But I'm so excited to be back in Ketterdam and be back with the Crows, because the Crows, oh my goodness. And then I bought Immortal Rose by Alexandra Bracken, who wrote The Darkest Minds, and that one comes out August, and obviously I had to buy that one. Alexandra Bracken is my favorite. I both love her books, and I also just love her as a person. She gave me a hug, so she loves me too, obviously. No. I am kind of nervous about that though, because what if she does another book tour and then I need to buy the book to get the ticket for the tour? I probably can cancel pre-orders, maybe. And then the last two books I bought come out in September and October, and they are the Once Upon a Broken Heart special edition. So excited, especially because I love the artist who did the cover design. Her name's like the Art Locolo something, but I love her art style so much, so I'm so excited. And I've been wanting special edition Once Upon a Broken Heart, either the series or just the first book, so I'm really excited to have that. And then of course I also bought The Mirror of Infinite Endings, which is the novella for the series, and I'm so excited for more Eva and Jack's content. They're just my babies. If you guys didn't know, on my Etsy, I do sell a Kindle charm inspired by The Fox, or The Ballad of the Archer and the Fox. So you should check that out because I think it's really cute and I love it. But yeah, that is pretty much all I need to update you on. Sorry, it was just a real long ramble about books, if we're being honest here. Wendell, you have an open window. You don't need to look through there. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm not really going to do anything tonight that you need to be aware of, but tomorrow I'm hoping to do some work with my reading journal. Also, I think I might change my reading journal. There's a whole thing, but we'll talk about that tomorrow when we get to my reading journal. Today, I am actually going to go shower because I'm still in my work clothes, and again, we were out on the beach, which I love, but sometimes you just gotta shower after being out on the beach. Anyways, yeah, thanks for enjoying. This literally is a 13-minute long clip. So I'm gonna try to make this video as short as I can, I promise. All right, hi, we have come to the next day, and it's time to do a smidgen in my child, aka my reading journal. Please ignore my hair. I showered after work today because, man, today was a fun day at work, but I got in the ocean, like real in the ocean, and there was a lot of stuff kicked up in it, so I definitely needed to shower. But on the topic of work, you know how yesterday I said I was reached out about an interview with a bookstore? Oh, that was loud, sorry. So that's scheduled, but I also got a phone call from something else I applied to. I applied for a marine education fellowship. I got a phone call about that. However, I was at work, and when I tried to return the call, it was like 4:30 and they didn't pick up, which is fine. I called them really late, so hopefully they're gonna call tomorrow and I'm gonna see if that's about an interview or what. But there's that update. Now we're gonna talk about the reading journal. So what needs to happen on my reading journal? Every time I say it, I need to update the map. Am I going to update the map? Probably not. I do have to update. I just finished another book for March I need to update, but like we're looking at big picture updates. Guys, look how good I'm doing on my series. I finished this series. I'm done with that series. close to finishing this series. I made some progress on that series. This series I'm gonna finish in April, probably because that's when the Thorn Queen comes out. See, I really should update this new releases page, but low-key, I'm like over it because then I'm gonna find more new releases that I want to read, and I'm trying to minimize my book buying. But I will probably put in the new releases that I've purchased into this page, so we can do that. I'll need to update my book club once we pick a book club book. But again, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to print any pictures, so what is that? We always update my A to Z and my book bingo at the end of the month if there's anything we can put in there, so we can do that. I'll need to do a little writing bit about that book. And then I'll need to do my monthly statistics. This page is, I can finally do, I have a quarterly wrap up where I'm just gonna put like probably my favorite book and then a little journaling. So we have reached the end of March, therefore the end of Q1, which is terrifying. I could potentially put some books in my favorite books, but again, I don't know if I'm gonna print any pictures. I can put a book on my reread page. I have to go through some of my recent reads and see if I have any quotes to add. I do have my spring TBR set up, very exciting. And then we need to talk. We need to talk about my monthly setups. These are my monthly setup pages, and I'm just not loving them. And I literally have not, I've only done the watercolor for January, and I haven't done them for anything else. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get like scrapbook paper and cover this page. And then maybe, I like the washi tape, but maybe do something different. I just think the patterns are a lot and they don't really fit the vibe at the front of the book. So I need to do that, figure out what I'm doing for February and all these months. And then I also need to set up April. Sorry, I was forgetting for a second what month comes next. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do the book bingo stuff right now because I know I can do that right now. My A to Z challenge and my book bingo. Let's grab a pen. I'm also gonna get some water. We are sponsored by Bubbly tonight. I drank that really weirdly. I don't know why I did that. Okay. What books did I read in March that I can put down? I could do Kiss the Sky for K, but I already have Addicted for Now in there. I could do Muse of Nightmares for M. Muse of Nightmares for M. I'm just seeing what I have in my book bingo. I could do Muse of Nightmares for 5-star, but I kind of want to hold that 5-star, which is a little ridiculous of me, if we're being honest. Oh, and I can color in the reread square because I reread Emily Wilde. So I am gonna color in on my book bingo. Here is my reread. So I'm gonna put Emily Wilde, Encyclopedia of Fairies, because I did reread that one. 11, so that is spot 11. And I'm just marking it as Emily Wilde 1 instead of writing out Emily Wilde Encyclopedia of Fairies, just because that takes a long time. And we will color in the square my Tombow. It takes me like an obnoxious, my cats are getting into stuff. It takes me an obnoxiously long amount of time to color in a square, if I'm being honest with you guys. Yeah, Vincent, I hear ya. Okay. And then I guess I'll put Muse of Nightmares for M. So there's that colored. And then, where's my M? There, Muse of Nightmares, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish reading a book called Elasto this month. However, I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not gonna add it, but if I do finish it, it's definitely gonna go in the E spot because I can't imagine there's too many books whose titles start with E, so. Perfect, and now I'm going to, I don't know, sit and question my whole life choices. Now I'm probably gonna figure out what I want to do for my covers and start cutting up the pages for April. So you guys can enjoy watching that B-roll footage now. Guys, you know what I just said? I scheduled that interview for the bookstore Tuesday at noon. Guess I got an email from that other job that called me that I missed the call. You have an interview on Tuesday at 10:45. This interview is firm and cannot be changed. Fantastic. 2 interviews, an hour apart. Fantastic. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the piece that is journaling and try to figure something else out about that issue. Okay, hi guys, a long time no talk. We didn't talk yesterday. Hi Vincent. Oh, he wants pets. He never wants pets. I feel like I've been yapping a lot in this vlog, so I'm trying, or reset video vlog, whatever this is. So I'm trying not to talk too much, but sometimes you need context. I don't know. So I thought I would give you a quick update on what I've done on all my journals. In my bullet journal, I just added the highlights here, and I also made my little collage. I'm gonna put in the middle April and then draw some little doodles around, but those are the pictures. So there's that one. I have done this for my April and my bullet journal. I might change around. Did I already talk about this? I think I already talked about this, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Sorry if I haven't talked about it, but there she is. And then in my yearly, multi-year reading journal, I have started adding my books to my 6-star read pages. I'm a little annoyed because these pictures I printed with my new printer a while ago, and they're still smudging, like the ink. So I think I need to change the setting so it doesn't do that. But that's where I'm at with my journal. So I'm pretty much all set for journaling. I was gonna also, I bought this yesterday when I went grocery shopping. It is a Siggy's protein pack, strawberry acai. And I've been wanting to get more protein because I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat a whole ton. Speaking of eating, Vincent is eating on the floor next to me, so you may hear him. I feel like I need more protein because I really don't eat a lot, and I feel like that's what keeps you full longer. Guys, I'm so sorry, I cannot open this. What is wrong with me? There we go. So if you can ever try this, just to see if I would like it. I don't even know if I'm going to, but it was like $2, so it's a little bit expensive. So obviously I wouldn't do it every day, but it's got 11 grams of protein. Let's see. I feel like a toddler. That's a weird texture. And you think it's gonna be like really cold, but low-key it's not. It's so thick. It's not terrible. Wendell wants to try it. It's not terrible. It's a little dry, but acai tends to be dry. But I'll probably eat it. I might try another one. There's a couple of different things that are similar to this there, like in that same section that I might try, but I'll eat this one today. Anyways, another thing that I just remembered I did is I made borders for my videos, which I'm so excited about. You've already seen them. And when I do the next day clips and there's little flower GIF borders, I made those. It was so much fun. I did that this morning before I went for a run. Wendell loves dairy. He loves yogurt, loves cottage cheese, loves ice cream. He can smell it. But I made that border and it's so cute and I'm so happy with it. So that was also part of my reset, was at some point I wanted to make that kind of border. And I also want to make an intro to my videos at some point. But anyways, what else do I need to do? I'm probably not going to make an intro to my videos. Is there really anything else that I need to do for my reset? Or can I just end it here, actually? I think I can end it here. I was not planning to end it here, but I've cleaned. I've done most of my resetting in my journals. I went grocery shopping. I made a fun little border thingy. Wow, okay. I guess that's it then. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll see you somewhere else on the internet. Bye.